what if there were some foods that you could really focus on in your diet that would, well, the grand slam of foods. So we all know what a grand slam is for baseball. And what if foods were in that category where they just did a lot of good stuff for everything? So Dr. William Li wrote this great book, Eat to Beat Disease, which I really recommend. And he talks about 5 aspects of health. The first one is called angiogenesis, which is how the body repairs and makes blood vessels. So of course we need blood vessels coursing through our body, and a little fun fact he talks about is that the blood vessels in our body, if you could lay them out end to end, would go around the planet twice. So I think it's 60,000 or 80,000 miles of blood vessels, which is a little mind-boggling. But then you go, there's 10 trillion cells and 39 trillion good organisms in your gut, and you know the numbers get pretty massive pretty quickly. For me, it really makes me appreciate how complex and beautiful this machine is that we all live in, called a human body. But getting back to his 5 sort of pillars of health that he looks at, so angiogenesis is one, and on the other side of the angiogenesis is anti-angiogenesis, which means that, well, you want good blood vessels being provided and repaired to healthy tissue. You don't want a blood supply going to cancer cells. So that's the anti. So there are foods that actually help with getting blood to the good parts and make sure they don't get to the bad parts, which is pretty genius, right? Moving on from angiogenesis, we go to just regeneration. So your ability to repair yourself and your cells and keep you young. DNA protection is another pillar or another aspect of health that he looks at. So you're protecting and repairing your DNA so you are not going to get disease because of defective DNA. There's the microbiome, of course, our 39 trillion friends in our gut that have so much to do with genetic expression and the health of the immune system. The microbiome has its hands in a lot of different areas of our health. And lastly, our immune system, which is mostly in the gut, but having a very strong immune system, so a strong defense. So those are 5 very integral and pretty pervasive aspects of our health. And in the book, he talks about these different aspects of health and different foods that are aligning toward in supporting these various aspects. But then the grand slam foods are foods that cross all 5 of those categories. And I think you'll be interested to hear what they are. I'm going to look down at a list, so don't mind my eyes going downwards. So in beverages, we have black tea, chamomile tea, coffee, and green tea. That's not hard. And if you're an American that loves their coffee, definitely not hard. Now, that doesn't mean there's cream and sugar and whipped cream and some kind of syrup in the coffee. It just says coffee. But then we also are going to talk about nuts and seeds, so you can do some almond milk in that coffee. But those are the beverages. And then sweets, there is one, dark chocolate, the highest cacao you can get. There's a fun little dessert that we make with soft tofu and dark chocolate and a little bit of maple syrup. It's rather delicious, and it's 88% cacao. So 100% cacao is like so bitter and so chalky, and it's, you know, pretty hard. You can't just suck on that and say, yum, there's dessert. But in the 70s and 80s, as your sweet taste goes down because you're eating less and less sugar, it tastes pretty sweet actually. So that's my little treat at night. So that's the one sweet, was dark chocolate. In the vegetables, bamboo shoots were there, carrots, good old carrots, that's easy to get, eggplant, kale turns out is really a superfood, so it made the list, and fiddleheads. Now, if you've never eaten a fiddlehead, I haven't eaten many, it's always been out at a restaurant, but interesting plant. It's in like a little curlicue. I wasn't even, anyway, I had never heard of it. I didn't know what to do with it. It was delicious when I ate it, but I've never purchased it. So there you go. We're going to have to go to our farmers markets and get some information on Fiddleheads. But carrots, kale, and bamboo shoots, and then of course eggplant, a little fussier to make, but I certainly love it. So there's your veggies. Under oils, EVOO, extra virgin olive oil, so that's the one under oils. And then we have nuts and seeds, long list: flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, and walnuts. So walnut was the one nut that made the grade for the Grand Slammers. As he's going through all the individual parts of health, as I mentioned earlier, nuts and seeds are very strongly on those lists, but the one that covered all 5 was walnuts, and then all those seeds I just mentioned. So under fruit, we have apricots, blueberries, cherries, kiwi fruit, and lychee. Now, I'm not too familiar with lychee, so you can tell me how you enjoy it. But the other ones are certainly widely available. And things like the blueberries and cherries, when they're not in season, have them frozen in my freezer, organic, and I just throw them in a smoothie every morning. So pretty much blueberries and cherries are my go-to. Dried apricots are fun, just make sure they're not sulfured. And at this time of year, fresh apricots are delicious. And then under seafood, there was squid ink. So there you go. Not actually something we see a lot of here in the US, but that was the one. So you might notice there was absolutely no animal products other than the ink of the squid mentioned. There was 0 dairy products. So a lot of things were not on that list, and they were not on most of the lists. So again, Dr. Lee is finding that as we're looking at all these aspects of health, the plant sources are the very best, and those are the ones that should be emphasized. So I hope you found this interesting. See if you can incorporate some of those foods into your diet on a daily basis. Actually would be for these Grand Slam foods. You want to get some of those every single day. Some of them will be pretty easy. Some of them you might need to work on a little bit. Let me know how you do with that. And in closing, if your health is not the way you want it to be, that's why I'm here. That's why my clinic is here. We're about to be bi-coastal. We just purchased our building in Florida, so I'm excited about that. This is the very first time I've said that, so it's going to be a little bit till we get it all built. But there you go. We're going to be in Florida, and we created this clinic because getting to the root cause of health problems is something we're very good at. It makes sense. It doesn't make sense to keep drugging symptom after symptom after symptom. It doesn't make sense to look at your body as a part and not as part of a whole. In other words, you're not just a thyroid, and you're not just a liver, and you're not just a stomach. You're a body, and all those parts are integrated. And that's what we specialize in, and we use functional medicine tests to give us that precise information that is required in order to really help you. We've been doing functional medicine almost 30 years. So pretty much since its inception. So it's pretty much in our DNA here at Root Cause, and that's the only way we think. And I'd love to help. I want to help you and your family get healthier. So reach out, give us a call. The number here is 408-733-0400. The website is rootcausemedicalclinics.com. I'll see you soon.